All right. All right. Again, let's get it in for that TND Streams channel. If you're not subscribed, scroll down on the Twitch page. Link is right there. Last one before we get into the Tyler. But still, brand new one from Ed Sheeran, Bad Habits. Now, before we listen to this track, let me illustrate something here. So I do an interview on this channel, one of the most popular music channels on Twitch, very, very well known, watched by artists across the world. We even had Lil Nas X on, the top selling single artist of all time, top streaming single artist of all time, So we did a stream over here where we had Black Midi on for an interview. And over the course of that interview, Greep of Black Midi said that Ed Sheeran was not a well-dressed man, not a sharp-dressed man. He called out Ed Sheeran a little bit, talking about how he's not a sharp-dressed man. So now, as soon as that happens, Ed Sheeran comes out with a music video wearing a suit, wearing a pink suit, almost going like a little Harry Styles on us, getting a little fashionable and stuff. I mean, who's to really say that, Ed didn't see that and then decide, okay, I have to up my fashion game. I mean, it's, I don't want to imply too hard that happened, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that's in fact what happened. It's just too much of a coincidence. It's too much of a coincidence. Just too much of a coincidence. I don't think Ed would be in this new music video well-dressed, wearing this suit here, if it weren't for Greep, sort of like, putting the heat to him a little bit, calling out his fashion sense. I think Ed's trying to, do a little cosplay here. Show I can wear clothes too. I can have someone dress me fancy and cool with a pink suit. Check it, dude. So I don't know. As Greep said, steel sharpens steel. So I think Ed is coming through as a little bit of a fashionista here on this new visual, this new music video. But Bad Habits, where he plays a little bit of a vampire. Let's hear how this track is panned out with Mr. Sheeran. Once more, it's Bad Habits. Ba-bam. Go Ed Sheeran. Doing the generic dance pop. Oh my God. Ed Sheeran. Bad Habits. Like, geez. I barely know. My bad habits lead to late nights, end in alone conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use or do. My bad habits lead to wide eyes staring at space. No, lose control of the things that I say. So on and so forth. Like, is it like Ed Sheeran out here? That's common folk wisdom. Lead to drugs, crime, general decision making. Yeah. Wow, man. Ed Sheeran with the bad behavior. And like kind of out here singing about just like, hey, I'm out here slaying pussy. As Ed Sheeran, I am out here just out on the town, doing some bad habits, just getting it in. Ed Sheeran just like doing some one night stands and stuff. It's like, I mean, I'm sure I'm sure Ed Sheeran does some one night stands. I'm sure he does. But I mean, that's kind of what he's singing about, Ed Sheeran just like waking up next to women he doesn't even know, having amazing sex all night, doing hardcore drugs. That's the Ed Sheeran brand. Ed Sheeran just like doing lines of coke off some random woman's back, and just like back shots with Ed Sheeran, just going crazy. Just going nuts. It's Ed Sheeran just going insane. But yeah, kind of a generic dance pop tune about Ed Sheeran doing some bad habits. Kind of sounds like Kylie Minogue a little bit. Like, sounds like Kylie Minogue a little bit. Sounds like, I want to say Chromeo if it wasn't sexy and it wasn't funny at all. If it wasn't sexy and it wasn't funny, kind of sounds like Chromeo. And it also sounds a little bit like The Weeknd. You know, it sounds like Abel a little bit. And I don't know why. It sounds like a combination of all those things. Kylie, Abel, Chromeo, but totally unappealing. And about Ed Sheeran going out and doing some bad stuff. Being a naughty boy. Being a naughty little boy. That naughty Ed Sheeran. Just staring into space, talking to people. Wink, wink, that he barely knows. Respect Kylie. I respect Kylie, but this sounded just like a ripoff of one of her biggest singles ever. Can't get you out of my head. Kind of just sounded like a worse version of that. I don't know what else to say. Ed Sheeran just being a naughty boy, going out there getting some bad habits in, being a little sexy with it. I don't know if it quite works, but I'm sure someone's going to like it. I'm sure somebody out there digs it, you know? And I think we can leave it there. You know, it just sounds like very derivative. It's like a ripoff of a bunch of different things. And once again, I think Black Midi calling Ed out is kind of throwing him off his game a little bit. Ed feels like he's got to keep up now. He's like, oh man, I got to get sexy with it. Because if Greep is out here calling out my sense of style, and we got Harry Styles over here also, just like gender bending, wearing dresses and stuff. Like, come on, Ed. You're like 4 years behind. Wearing a colored suit. It's like it's not even cutting edge at this point. I don't know. I'll just leave it there, I suppose. Thank you very much for watching this New Music Friday stream clip over on TND Streams. To see future New Music Fridays, hit up our Twitch page at twitch.tv/theneedledrop. To see some past ones, hit up our Patreon page, linked near me or down below in the description. Also get some bonus monthly content in the process too over there. And yeah, see you guys in the next clip. Forever.